So what do you want to do tonight? Oh, it's so nice of you to ask me in advance. It is the late afternoon, but the sun hasn't set yet. All right, I know it's last minute. You just figured I'm a lonely old spinster and I'd have nothing better to do. My instincts are telling me to answer that with a no. How astute. As it turns out, I have plans. Oh, you do? Yes. Wally told me that the Betamax has gotten in a copy of Carl Dreyer's 1926 classic, Persuasion. A silent Jane Austen movie? The subtitles do take up a large part of the screen, but the performances are understated and ethereal. Didn't Wally take you to that rock opera just last week? Yes, after you refused to go. I didn't want to sit through the band Kiss performing The Barber of Seville. Who would? Wally enjoyed it. You don't even like Wally. You call him a dinaling. He is a dinaling, but he's a smart, sensitive dinaling. What he lacks in common sense he makes up for in intelligence and taste. Qualities that I lack? I can't believe you're jealous. I could never see Wally as a romantic partner. I've seen him dressed up as Uncle Sam standing on the side of the road for Liberty Tax Service. Oh, I do hate those fucking Uncle Sams. It's so demeaning and offensive. And he got fired from that job for losing his huge green foam dollar bill / arrow. I picture it sometimes, carried on the wind, skipping across a parking lot in Ogallala, Nebraska, a wayfarer traveling through this great country of ours. I have no sexual interest in Wally. I do enjoy his company. He's fun and nice and interesting. He does the things you don't want to do. If anything, you should be pleased. I suppose so. Word is Marian's stepping out with Wally Hungerford. They go outside together, if that's what you mean by stepping out. You make it sound like something out of a Broadway musical. Don't scoff. Broadway musicals aren't as wholesome as big theater would have you believe. If you're about to launch into your rant about how Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is full of hidden Masonic messages, well, we've all heard it. Marian's made it clear that they're just two friends with similar taste in books, music, and movies. You're okay with this? Last month, Marian got me to watch The Bicycle Thief with her. I thought it might be bearable. The thief steals bicycles and gets chased by the police. Parkour on a BMX? Well, the thief steals just the one bicycle and there isn't very much parkour. I fell asleep, Marian got mad, and I only recently stopped hearing about it. So Wally and your girl stretch out on a couch in a darkened room and watch a movie? Maybe share a bottle of Merlot? Of course not. The lights are going to stay on. Because theaters are so brightly lit. That's how everybody likes to watch movies. And as for wine, there isn't going to be any drinking. So you've set some rules. No, I haven't set any rules. It's just common sense. So you're sure Marian doesn't have a bottle of Merlot in her fridge? No, I've seen the inside of her fridge many times, and she just has Chinese takeout, broccoli, and apricot juice. But it doesn't matter, because even if she did have a bottle of wine, she'd be saving it for a suitable occasion, like the Super Bowl. You could insist that Marian and Wally's dates are all held in a public setting and cut out all of this slumber party shit. You've been watching too many of those NC-17 movies. Nothing else is on at 3 a.m. It'll seem like I don't trust Marian. Which you do? Why am I even sitting here with you two bozos? There really isn't much to do in this town at 1 a.m., but I am going home to watch television by myself. Take it from me, there's nothing on except Sorority Slumber Party Massacre and reruns of the Rockford Files. Have you ever hung out with a male friend while you were in a relationship with somebody else? So you're going to have the country ham with a side of personal questions? You're right, that was intrusive and inappropriate. Pull 1 country ham, drop 2 hash browns, mark 1 hash brown plate. Clotted, curded, bloated, and slopped. Thanks, and sorry again. Well, to be honest, I used to hang out with this one guy, even though I had a boyfriend. We go to the arcade together. My boyfriend said that video games were lame. Let me guess, football team. He was QB1. No, intramural badminton. Anyways, we hung out and played Dig Dug, and then one night my mom left her purse lying out and I pulled 2 20s. We waited outside a liquor store and this mouth breather came along and we gave him the 20s and he bought us a 6-pack which we took out to an empty lot. We drank them down and ended up making out. And your boyfriend found out about it and that's why you broke up. No, he never found out about it. We broke up because I met another guy who drove a Trans Am. Okay. Well, I really hate to keep you away from your other tables. And here's your food. May I ask why you're suddenly so interested in my dating history? Marian and Wally have been spending time together, and I was just talking to Simon and Barney. Never a good idea. And they got me worried, but things are looking up. They won't have time to watch movies together because they're in a play. It's a community theater adaptation of something called Wuthering Heights. Helen's in it too. I asked her about it. They have scenes together, but it's okay. Marian will be married to another fella named Edgar, and there's no kissing. I had to read that book in high school, and it may not be as big a blessing as you think. I still have the cliff notes in the bottom of my closet. I'll get them for you. Here are your cliff notes back. Sorry they're sticky. I set them on the table. This is Awful House. Everything's sticky. Why do you think the tabletop bears the imprint of the January 14th issue of USA Today? Yes, I've been reading it. It seems they've started deep-frying Oreos at state fairs, but I'm not sure that should have made the front page. Wally Hungerford wouldn't put fried Oreos on the front page of the Reason Globe. Wally lives with his mother and makes $8,000 a year, but he has principles. He's a dinosaur of conviction. He's Heathcliff and I'm Edgar. Well, you are a dour, overbearing authority figure. Now you're getting all worked up about this. Those Bronte sisters, how many lives must they ruin? Maybe you and I can go out. You may not have heard because you were so sunk in self-pity, but I just called you dour and overbearing. I'll take you to Outback Steakhouse. I don't know, you're just trying to make Marian jealous. Could I order the 58-ounce sirloin? With a baked potato. I hear you've been taking Rebecca Summerlee out to dinner. Yes, just good food and good conversation. We have a lot in common. She's a waitress just out of high school. What can you two possibly have in common? We both follow Canadian football. Real athletes only need 3 downs. Besides, you're out and about with Wally. Wally? Scrawny little Wally? There's no comparison. How so? I mean, it's Rebecca. Those tiny, dainty, feminine arms. Those wide, egg-laying hips. Those dagger-like teeth. I can't compete with that. Rebecca's nothing compared to you. I have no interest in her. What you and Wally have is more than just physical. You're soulmates. He's your Heathcliff and I'm just an Edgar. You're not Edgar. You're my Mr. Rochester, and without an insane first wife locked in the attic. Of course not. The ranch house is eminently respectable. Those wide-open floor plans don't leave room for dark secrets, while those tall, piled-up houses are so creepy. Just picture the place in Psycho. And I bet that Usher family didn't live in a ranch house either. Of course not. It could never collapse like that if it was a ranch. I'll stop hanging out with Wally if it's going to make you crazy. That's all right. I need to find real friends of my own. Rebecca's sweet, but I get tired of hearing about this Sam and Diane, whoever they are.